Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the Democrats are not done. They are not done going after this conservative Supreme Court. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Now, we're used to the anti-Trumpers, the Democrats going after this conservative Supreme Court. They went after Amy Coney Barrett. They went after Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Barrett, Justice Thomas heavily, and now Justice Alito. This is a nonstop assault on conservative justices, the kind you don't see from conservatives against Democrat justices. They talk about respecting institutions, and then they don't. But this one's interesting because this is a former attorney for former President Donald Trump, Tim Parlatore, who says he believes Congress needs to take action against Clarence Thomas. Now, there is only one action Congress can take against a Supreme Court justice. And the reason he wants action taken is because the Supreme Court had to do their financial disclosures. All the justices got money, but Clarence Thomas got the most in gifts and financial, whatevers from people, from supporters. And this is a big issue for them. Now, I'm not saying it shouldn't be an issue, but it's suddenly an issue now. I love Clarence Thomas. Got his autograph hanging on my wall. I'm maybe the biggest Clarence Thomas fan you ever met. Love Justice Thomas. So I understand there is concern here, but there's only one action Congress can actually take. There's only one action enshrined to them in the Constitution. Otherwise, the Supreme Court is untouchable. Now, that action is impeachment. It's the only thing. So when he says congressional action, make no mistake about what he's asking for. He's asking for Thomas to be impeached. They have attacked the only black conservative male on that court nonstop since he was put on the court. And they're still not stopping. Because Clarence Thomas is a shining beacon that anybody can be a conservative if they have common sense. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
And six-figure book deal payments and a Beyonce ticket or two. But really, all eyes are on Justice Clarence Thomas. He amended his disclosure form from 2019 with two new additions that he says were, quote, inadvertently admitted at the time of the filing. Now, we should note, they were only brought to light publicly because of a ProPublica investigation. The first was a trip to Bali that was paid for by a GOP mega donor, Harlan Crow, and his wife. Thomas also then disclosed a trip paid for by the Crows to a private club in Monte Rio, California, that same month. He did not place a value on either trip in the disclosure form because it's not required, but the watchdog group Fix the Court said that over the last 20 years, when it comes to both the disclosed and undisclosed gifts, Clarence Thomas is really in a league of his own. Thomas has reportedly received 103 gifts amounting to $2.4 million in value. And it's not even close. Next in line is Justice Antonin Scalia, and he still accepted $2.2 million fewer than Thomas. Joining me now is Justice Correspondent for The Nation and host of their new podcast, Contempt of Court, Elie Mystal, and also with us, the former Trump attorney, Tim Parlatore. Elie, inadvertently omitted. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, so once again, we caught Clarence Thomas in a lie, because when these allegations, when these gifts first came out, were first reported by ProPublica, Thomas said that he was not required to report them on his disclosure form. Now he's saying not reporting them was an inadvertent omission. Well, which one is it, Clarence? And frankly, it doesn't matter which one it is, because there will be no punishment. And so while we can talk about all of these gifts, the $2.4 million, the money that he is raking in, the important thing to remember is that Congress refuses to do anything to stop these people. Congress will not pass ethics legislation. I do not know why Republicans in Congress oppose minimal basic ethics requirements for the Supreme Court. But they do, and so we don't have them, and so nothing, squadoosh, is the number that is going to happen in terms of consequences for Clarence Thomas's corruption and lies.
Members of Congress's staffers, Tim, are subject to more stringent ethical requirements, apparently, than the Supreme Court of the United States. How could that be? And to Ellie's point, I mean, is this not now crying out for Congress to act if they really care at all about preserving even just the appearance of impartiality of the court?
Oh, I agree with Ellie completely on this. This is something that, congressional staffers you mentioned. If you look at